It is now 7:30 and time to call up the 2-meter portion of the RocCityNet. We meet here on the 145.11 Bristol, New York repeater every Sunday evening at this time. The purpose of the net is to build friendship and dedication to all amateur radio operators. Calls are taken in order of their check-in. Once checked in, you can go direct with any station already logged in the net by saying recheck, and net control lets you make your call. Also, if you have any questions or comments for the net, you can recheck and do so at any time. We are also taking traffic if you're looking to buy, sell, or trade any items pertaining to amateur radio. Your net control this evening is K2ZX. My name is Joe, and I'm located in North Greece, New York. Break. When checking into the net, give my call sign K2ZX. Unkey your mic, then give your call sign name and location. I'll first take check-ins from portables and mobiles, and I'll get everybody else afterwards. So moving on here, we'll take any portables or mobiles, any portables or mobile stations for the 2-meter portion of the RocCityNet. Call K2ZX.
K2ZX, W2CSX Rochester.
K2ZX. This is KJ7AV, Tom, in beautiful downtown Charlotte.
Very good. I got KJ7AV, Tom, in Charlie. The other station was at Whiskey 2 Tango Foxtrot X-Ray.
Whiskey 2 Charlie X-Ray Sierra.
Man, I'm just having a hard time. It's W2CX, and I need the last one again. They're a little scratchy.
It's Whiskey 2 Charlie Sierra X-Ray.
W2CKX, I think that's what it is. Very good. Good to have you in here. Any other portables or mobiles for the RocCityNet? Call now.
Correction.
I can't hear him, Tim.
This call is W2CSX, Charlie Sierra X-Ray. His name is Ken. W2CSX, like the CSX Railroad, over.
That's all you had to say, Tim. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, he was just scratching, just not making him out. But I got him down now. I appreciate the relay there, Timmy. And I'll put you down as well. WB2KAO. Tim in Greece. We just had a little small storm come through here, Tim, but checked the radar and it passed. So just a little cell right over us, right? Good to have you in there, Tim. And welcome, Ken. Any other portables or mobiles for the RocCityNet? Call now.
K2ZX. W2GT. Portable, Doug in Union Springs.
That acknowledges and welcomes Doug, W2GT, portable in Union Springs. Good evening, Doug. One more last call for mobiles or portables, and we'll move on. Any others for the RocCityNet? With or without traffic, call K2ZX. We'll take check-ins from anyone, anywhere now. We'll open it up to all check-ins. Please call K2ZX.
K2ZX. WA2ZNC. And Honey, New York. No traffic.
K2ZX. KC2GTO, Paul in Webster.
K2ZX. KD2EAQ, Bob, North Syracuse.
K2ZX. KE2SI, Paul in Canadice, New York.
Very good, guys. We got WA2ZNC, Lennon Honeyoy, KC2GTO, Paul and Webster, KD2EAQ, KE2 Bob in North Syracuse. Good to hear you in there, Bob. KE2 SI Paul in Canada. Any others for the 2-meter portion? Call now.
K2ZX, KD2 DK Bob and Leroy. Just one for the count. I got problems with my mic. I don't know if it's going to work next time or not. So why tempt fate? KD2 DK.
Okay, Bob, sounding good right now. You're in there fine. But good to have you in here. We'll get you down here, number 9 here for the numbers. Well, anyhow, I guess we'll go up to the top of the list here in a minute and get the portables and mobiles. Not a whole lot on HF. The bands were pretty lousy, I think, over the weekend, but did play around a little bit in the CQ Worldwide 6-meter contest or VHF contest. And that was kind of fun. Open to the west again, EM26, DM58, EM17, EM48, EM29, and a few others. Didn't get a whole lot of contacts there. Also, I'd like to hear how the Batavia Hamfest was out at the Alexander Fireman's Field. I didn't make it. Too much going on, but I'd like to hear how that was, if anybody went to that. And I guess we'll with that we'll head up to the top of the list. We'll pick up Ken, W2CSX in the group K2ZX. Good evening, Ken.
Not sure how well I'm making it. I have really nothing to input. Just want to listen, getting back into this thing. W2CSX.
I heard you okay that time, Ken. You got a little bit of humming going on there, like a power supply hum, but thanks for coming in, and welcome to the net. We do run an HF portion every Wednesday at 8 o'clock on 3826 as well, so if you got HF, you're welcome to say hello over there as well. I'll break with you, and we'll pick up Tom and Chilai, KJ7 Alpha Victor. Good evening.
Good evening, Joe. I'd like to hear about the Alexander Hamfest as well as the Geneseo Air Show. I'd planned on going to both, but a family problem perked up a couple days ago, and I had to travel to Colorado and was out of town this weekend, unfortunately. Don't have much else beyond that, so let me turn it back to you, Joe. It's KJ7AD.
Yeah, very good, Tom. Yeah, I know you're into that air show there. That's unfortunate you didn't get there, but hopefully everything's okay, and priorities take effect on that kind of stuff. So good to hear you in there, Tom. Thanks for coming in this evening. We appreciate it. W2GT out in Union Springs. Doug, what's going on out there?
Joe, how you doing? Just kind of hanging out, sitting at the picnic table, watching the dog wander around here. This is the evenings we wait for right here. This is perfect weather. I did not make it to Alexander. Last moment change of plans. I was intending to, but a couple different things cropped up, and I decided against it. So I think that's the first one I've missed in several years. But that's what next year's all about. Anxious to hear. I guess we're still very early for the plans for the next Rock City breakfast. We're all anxious for that one, probably being that we skipped a month. But I guess there's still a couple of solid weeks here to go. And that's about all I got. And I played a little bit on. Bob and Larry and I spent a little time on 80 meters this morning, but that's been about the extent of my radio activity for this weekend. K2ZX, W2GT, 73.
Yeah, very good, Doug. Yeah, we'll be announcing that probably next week. I got an idea where I want to go and stuff, but probably go to Peppermints and Avon again. That's got that nice room in the back there. I like having the separate rooms, so trying to keep that going like that. But Yeah, very good, Doug. You know, good to hear you in there, and I have a question as well. I had the amplifier on the other night, and I heard a pop, and didn't look inside because it still was working and stuff, but I got a tube that's not glowing anymore, so can I replace just one tube in an 811H that has 4 tubes? I think I can. I got one ordered, but anything bad with that? I looked inside the amp. I don't see anything else in there that looks cooked or anything. I'm not a very good technician when it comes to electronics, but I can replace a tube. But hopefully that's all it is. I don't know if anything else could have went or not, but everything else, it works still, just minus a tube. So I'm thinking, I don't know what happened, but you know, the amplifier is probably about 7, 8 years old, so I should probably get 4 of them, but I just got one coming for now. But that's the question I have for anybody that's got an answer for that. Break with W2GT and pick up Len out in Honeoye, WA2ZNC. Good evening.
Good evening, Joe and Nick, WA2ZNC. And let's see, they were talking about TV, it's talking about an aurora tonight. They say the maximum for the northeast will be around 11 o'clock, but I'm sure that we'll be hearing it long before the local people see it. So 6 meters tonight, guys. Aurora's on. Joe, my 811 Meritron with the 3 811 tubes, the junior brother of the HD. I had a snap crackle one day with that thing, and I took the cover off. Welding of the cap, the plate cap, had popped right off the tube. And of course it played right along, but so it's just a matter of squeezing that cap a little bit around the plate wire, and that seemed to work a little bit. But I did order another tube, and just one from Ameritron. I put it in the amplifier, and it made it didn't seem to make any change to the operation, retuning or neutralizing. It just took off. Let's see, or 8. It was 8 or 9 years old also. So a busy day today. Senior citizens had a luncheon, and got a late start. So lunch decided was 2 o'clock before they even started the grill. So there was a lot of growling going on. Oh, senior citizens, how could they do it to us? Back to you, Joe. K2ZX in the group, WA2ZNC.
Yeah, okay, Len, very good. Well, I probably could have took a tube from the other slot and put it in there and checked it. That was probably what I should have done, but I figured I don't like playing around in there. I heard some stories. I guess, obviously it's unplugged, but excuse me, I did take the tube out and looked at it. The plate, there's no burn marks on the plate or anything, and nothing's broken in the tube, so I hope it's just a tube. I don't know. We'll have to we'll have to find out here in a couple days. All right, Len, we'll break with you. We'll pick up I think, let's go get Tim, WB2KAO. Good evening, Tim.
K2ZX and the net, WB2KAO, very good. And I want to say a good evening to my friend Ken, W2CSX. Ken, if you have 440 capability, 44485 is still on, and it's good to hear you. Billy, JPX, and I were wondering about you the other day. and Ken and my friendship with Ken goes back many years. I haven't heard him in a long time. That's good to hear you. I fully intended to go to the Hamfest at Alexander yesterday, and started feeling kind of feverish and achy on Friday, and yesterday I spent in bed. Was right down, and feel a lot better today, but I couldn't answer the bell for yesterday, thus I did not go to the Hamfest. I heard that they had a full flea market. By 7:30 there were only room for maybe 10 more cars to get in to the field, so it sounds to me like they had a real good turnout. I was talking with Jim, W2RFM, about it, and lots of folks were there. So we'll set our sights on Barnard on August 19th and Elmira on the 30th of September, and look forward to both of those. I had plans to go with Bob, KD2GHF, and Bill, WA2RD, but man, I was right down in bed all day yesterday, and I guess that was the answer, because I was able to get up today and do the laundry and sit out on the porch and listen to some Sirius XM and listen to the Red Wing game and take the dog for a couple walks and whatever. So I was able to enjoy the day. Yeah, August 5th will be the next Rock City Net breakfast, and that is a nice room down at Peppermints, Joe. I was there with Bob for that. That was a nice turnout down there. K2ZX and the Rock City Net, WB2KAO, and Lynn's up to bat next Sunday, and then Jeff, and then me.
Yeah, very good, Tim. Lynn's over on your repeater right now. Looks like she's right.
It was a long story.
There he is. But very good, Tim. Good to hear you in there, and thanks for checking out. I'm glad you feel better. It's always kind of surprising when you get up you don't feel well, but at least it only lasted one day, so you did well. Made the right decision on staying right in bed there. So thanks, Tim. We appreciate it. I will break with you, and let's go get Paul on Webster, KC2GTO in the group. Good evening.
Yeah, very good. Good evening, Joe, and everyone in the group. Tim, hope you feel better. I think I'm just starting to get that thunderstorm that you had, Joe, so I'll keep it brief. Not much radio here, a little bit of 40 yesterday. There was a gas and steam engine show or something, special event station over on 40 yesterday, and talked to them for a little bit. It's funny because he kept having to pause when the tractor pulls were going by. So that was probably the most interesting thing radio-wise this week. So with that, I'll give it back to you, Joe. Maybe we'll catch you on Wednesday. KC2GTO back over to net control.
Yeah, very good, Paul. I'm surprised no one's talked a little bit about that CQ Worldwide contest. I'll have to check out 6 tonight. I thought that Aurora was going to be last night at around 11:30, but it's tonight, so I will check that out for sure. And thanks for that information, Len, on the Aurora going on. That should be interesting. I'll break with you, Paul. Let's see if before we go over to Bob out in North Syracuse, is anybody else that wants to check into the net? We're a little light tonight. Let's see if we have any other check-ins. Please call K2ZX.
K2ZX.
2AWA.
K2ZX, WB2IID.
K2ZX. KD2LGX.
Okay, Net acknowledges and welcomes Jeff N2AWA and Victor, WB2IID Joe in Bristol, and KD2LGX Larry, Ontario. Back up to the list, KD2EAQ Bob in North Syracuse. How's everything going in North Syracuse, Bob? How you doing?
Hey, good evening, Joe. Doing pretty good. Good evening to everybody on the net tonight. Beautiful day today. You're coming in a little scratchy, but I'm reading everybody, so that's good. I just mentioned that Tim indicated that you got a pretty good rotation on net control going, so I'm glad to see that set. I know all you guys do a great job there in Rochester. Not too much else was new with me. I did some reprogramming of one of my handhelds today, kind of got it updated with, added some repeaters and corrected some things, but on the FT60. Other than that, the NFL training camp starts in 12 days, and Giants in Dallas in about 8 weeks start the season. So, kind of looking forward to that. I think it's going to be an interesting year for the Giants, but hope they do great. Anyway, that's about it, Joe. Thanks for doing that. KDQ, back to you.
Yeah, very good, Bob. Well, let's hope they do good this year. Every year I have high hopes and great expectations, but just a little worried about linebackers and a little worried about the offensive line and running backs. So there's our weakness. Defensive back is good, the backfield's good, the quarterback's good. Wide receivers are the best in the league, but you got to have an offensive line. We did little improvements there, but we'll see what happens. Good to hear you in there, Bob. Thanks for coming in this evening. We appreciate it. Break with you. We'll get Paul in Canada. He's KE2SI. Good evening.
Good evening tonight, Net. Good to hear everybody in there tonight. I have been on HF. Did a little playing around last night. As a matter of fact, around 6:30, and I found an opening. I worked 2 stations in Slovenia, 1 in Spain, and 1 in Italy. All reported I was 5 by 9, which I've got a raised eyebrow because most of these guys were just barely 5'9", but what the heck. But that was my HF experience this weekend. Other than that, I didn't make it to the Batavia Hamfest. I had more my septic tank sagas. The lid on my septic tank broke, so I ended up working on that. But in the process, I ended up my compressor broke in my shop, and wheelbarrow broke. So trying to get all those things fixed was a little bit of an adventure. But it is all in good shape now. The septic tank is closed up and covered up, and it's got some new topsoil on it. And so I'm happy to say that I'm done dealing with my crap this week. So, anyways, I'm going to pass it back to the net, and hope everybody continues to have a great weekend and a good week. 73's guys, back to net.
Very good, Paul. I'm glad you got that crap figured out, and hi. That's funny, but very good. Yeah, it's always something, right? There's always something going on you got to get done, but good to hear you in there, and thanks for joining the net this evening, Paul, on Canada Ice there. Break with you. KD2DK Bob had a mic problem, so he's in and out. Next up on the list is Jeff out in Victor, N2AWA. How you been, Jeff? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Very nice, Joe. Good evening to everybody on the net, and thanks for hosting the net, Joe. Yeah, N2AWA, Jeff and Victor. And looks like it's raining up in Pittsford or something up north. I don't know for sure, but it's still dry down here. I don't have much else. Back to net, N2AWA 73.
Yeah, we had a little cell come through here about a half hour ago. Now I got on lightning maps. My dog always alerts me to thunder, even if I don't hear it. My dog barks at the thunder. He don't get scared, but he barks at it. He don't, it's like he thinks if he barks at it, it'll stop. But then when I hear him barking, and I listen, and then I can hear it, and then I'll go over to lightning maps and see where it's coming. So a few lightning strikes up around the 104 corridor from Brockport over to my way, but it's past us now, so just a small cell up here to the north. Usually it's down to the south, but we got it this time, so but got a little bit of a downpour, and that was about it. About maybe 5-10 minutes at the most. So, anyhow, good to hear you in there, Jeff. Thanks for joining the net this evening. We do appreciate you being there. Next up is Joe, WBD2IID. Joe's been playing a lot with 6 meters, and I know he was in the contest, and I think he got a couple that I got the other night. How you doing, Joe?
WR2AHL repeater.
Yeah, good evening, Joe, and everybody on the net, WB2IID. Well, yeah, I got one last night from, I think, North Dakota, South Dakota, I'm not sure, I don't remember what, but that was about it because I've got a pretty high noise floor on 6 meters here, which after I put the beam up, it manifested itself, so I figured it's about what we would call 12 dB of desense, and some of the weak signals that I could probably work are just kind of in the noise. So I got to chase that down, but I will. But to compensate for that, I put up the little 4-element beam for 2 meters today. So I got that up on the mast and working, and that seems to be pretty noise-free. So I'm going to be using that, listening around maybe tonight, see if there's any aurora on. Probably mostly 6 meters though. And as far as the Batavia Hamfest goes, it's the first time I've gone in many years, and it's about the same size as I remembered it back from the 80s, and it was good until the drizzle started up, but got a chance to meet some old friends and make some, just to kind of bump into some new friends, and just a good morning. So with that, I'll turn it back to net, WB2IID.
Very good, Joe. I wonder what noise you're getting there. You got the same antenna I do, and I have absolutely no noise on it at all, so it's got to be something generating it around your area there. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Once you get that noise level down, you should do very well. And I think you got that W0ACSL, the YL out in EM17. That was one of them. I heard you guys talking. I said, well, let me get over there. But there was a bunch of other ones as well. So hopefully you'll get that all squared away, and once you do, you should do very well having the elevation that you're at. So that's good. Thanks for being here, Joe. I'll break with you, and we'll pick up Larry in Ontario, K2 or KD2LGX. Good evening, Larry.
Well, good evening, Joe, and everybody here on the RocCityNet. Let's see, I did go to Batavia Hamfest, got there nice and early, hoping to find an early prize or something like that, but by the time I left, I only had some adapters and some other stuff. Wasn't anything there for me, but it looked like a great Hamfest. A lot of people there, seen a lot of local guys, and seen some people there from not around here that I haven't seen in a while. I had a good time, left about 11 o'clock. Only spent $50, but I got a lot of good stuff that I really needed for the shack. No big purchase or anything. I'm looking forward to hopefully an aurora tonight. Did work some of the contests this weekend. Got about 8 grid square. I've got my 2-meter sideband CW station and my 6-meter station separated finally. Let's see. I think that's about it. I did work the WA0CSL, the YL up there in EN19. Worked her yesterday, and there was some good tropo this morning on 2 meters. So I think that's about it. I am looking for an external keyer for a paddle, and I'm also looking for a paddle keyer. So if anybody has anything like that, I'm good on QRZ, or give me a shout. Back to net. K2ZX, KD2LGX.
Larry, I just sold one a week ago. Nice one too. That's Heathkit one. It was good. It was real nice. But anyhow, yeah, we'll take a look out for that for you. But good to hear you in there. Yeah, maybe I'll hear you tonight too. I'm gonna try to stay awake here, and usually this is the night that I'm up late anyhow, because I didn't work, so I'm usually not tired on Sunday. Sunday's my insomnia night, so I'll have to make it a point to hop on around 11, see what's going on. I'll keep an eye on DX maps, and we'll see what's going on out there on 6. Oh, we're down at the bottom of the list, short list tonight, guys. We'll see if we have any other check-ins here before we close it down. Are there any other check-ins or rechecks for the 2-meter portion of the RocCityNet? Call K2ZX.
Question for you, Joe, WB2KAO.
Tim, go ahead, sir.
I just want to get back to this amplifier for a minute, the 811s. Did you notice that the amplifier was running less power after this happened? In other words, how do you know? I guess my question is twofold. How do you know that it's a tube, and if it's a tube, which one is it going to be? Does the amplifier run less power now after the arc over?
Surprisingly, it's not. So that's why I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. But I decided to look inside of it, and one of the tubes is not glowing.
Okay, one of the tubes is not glowing, and the other 3 are?
Yes, sir.
Now you might luck out. Maybe the tube shorted internally. You might luck out. I would have to agree with Lenny. I don't think there'll be any particular neutralization or any real big procedures. You should be able to put a new tube on there. In there, you should be all right.
I'm just hoping that's all it is,
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'll be interested to hear how you make out on that. If you think of it, give me a call on the cell phone or something. I would be interested to hear how you make out with that. That's all I had. WB2KAO. Have a good week.
Yeah, very good, Tim. Yeah, I checked, the fuses, everything. I don't see anything burnt on any of the boards or anything like that, but who knows. But I ordered one from DX Engineering, and it should be here probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I would think. So I may be doing the net on just 100 watts on Wednesday, but that's no big deal. But thanks, Tim. Yeah, I'll let you know what's up with that. I'm just hoping that's all it is. If not, then I'll either have to find someone that can fix it around here or send it away. But it made a hell of a boom. It popped pretty good, man. I was like, whoa, what was that? I don't know what the heck I did. All the other ones are okay, but it popped pretty loud. So, I don't know. Very good. Any other check-ins before we close it down? Call K2ZX.
K2ZX and KD2COE.
KD2COE, Jeff and Attica. How you doing, Jeff? How you been?
Doing good, Joe. Doing good. You missed the party yesterday. Place was pretty full. Alexander was a good time. We picked up one of them little mini mobiles, which we're using right now. Hopefully it's sounding okay. I think we're getting the hang of this thing. I wish I could find more data on it on the net, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot on these things yet, so we'll see how it plays out. Aside from that, we're just trying to dry out from the rain we got the other day. You guys keep it up there. We had enough to last us about 6 months down here over this past week.
Yeah, it's been raining pretty good. The grass hasn't really been growing like it, like it did in the spring though. So that's kind of nice. So I'm not cutting it every 3 days or so. I'm cutting it once a week now, which is good. So anyhow, yeah, the radio's sounding good, Jeff. Congratulations on the buy there, and I'm glad the Hamfest worked out well. Okay, I'll break with you, and I guess we'll close it down. Pretty light. That's probably the lightest one we've had in a while. 14 check-ins. So Anyhow, I'd like to thank Mike, W2HYP, for letting us use the repeater here for the net. I'll be announcing the breakfast here next week, and I'm looking forward to that. Don't forget, in September, we have the, I think it's the 4th already, 4th annual Rock City Net Fest, and that's going to be Saturday, September 16th. I don't know why I thought it was the 19th, but it's the 16th, and which is good that doesn't fall in where there's any ham fest or anything, so looking forward to that. We'll have some good food and good fun, and it always seems to be a good time. The Net Fest will hope for good weather. That's going to be at the Cavalry Lodge like it was last year. That was nice having our own field out there with our own parking and all that, and that worked out well. So anyhow, everyone have a great week ahead. Back to the grind tomorrow, and don't forget to join us on Wednesday night on the 75-meter portion at 8 o'clock on 3826. 732 on. We'll catch you guys later. I'll turn the repeater back to normal operation, and maybe we'll hear some of you guys tonight on 6 meters around 11 for the Aurora there. 73 K2ZX.